Welcome back to Sundust, short horror stories, where the vast, ancient woods of West Virginia swallow secrets whole, and sometimes spit out nightmares. Tonight's tale comes straight from the heart of the Monongahela National Forest, that sprawling wilderness of ridges, streams, and endless trees our listener calls it. In these deep hollows, where the light struggles to penetrate, some say a thing hunts not for food, but for what lies beneath the skin. This happened to me about 3 years ago, during a solo backpacking trip in the northern section of the Monongahela, up near the high country, where the trails thin out and the spruce stands get thick and dark. I was aiming for a remote campsite off an old fire road, planning to fish a small stream and enjoy the quiet. The forest felt alive that day, but in a watchful way, like it was sizing me up. I set up camp in a little hollow just before dark, fire low. Tent pitched, food hung high in a bear bag, nothing out of the ordinary. But around midnight, I woke to scratching. Not on the tent, on the trees surrounding the site, slow, deliberate drags like long nails or claws raking down bark. I lay still, listening. It circled the camp, pausing every few seconds, then resuming. The sound was too rhythmic to be wind or animals. I unzipped the fly, just a crack. Moonlight filtered through the canopy, silver and cold. Nothing visible at first, then, across the clearing, I saw it, a tall, thin silhouette against the trees, humanoid but wrong, limbs too long, head tilted at an unnatural angle. It moved with jerky, predatory grace, stopping to scrape at a trunk again. The scraping turned to peeling, actual tearing of bark like stripping skin. My heart hammered. I whispered, "Who's there, stupid?" But instinct, no answer instead. A low, wet rasp, like breathing through shredded lungs. The thing turned toward my tent. In the dim light, I could see patches where the skin looked loose, hanging in flaps, revealing something pale and glistening underneath. Not fur, not flesh exactly. Like it wore the hides of things it had taken. It didn't charge. It just watched, then it raised one long arm and pointed straight at my tent. A soft, mocking laugh drifted over the wind, high and broken like wind through hollow bones. I didn't wait. Grabbed my pack, bolted barefoot into the dark, headlamp bouncing, branches whipped my face, roots tripped me behind me, the scraping resumed. Faster now, following. I ran for what felt like hours, lungs burning, until I hit a wider trail and kept going until dawn. When I finally stopped, gasping near a ranger station access road, I looked back. No pursuit. But on my arms, where branches had torn my sleeves, thin, shallow scratches. Like claws had reached just close enough to mark me, not deep enough to kill, just to remind. I reported it as a possible bear or cougar sighting. The ranger nodded politely, but his eyes said he knew better. Later, locals in a nearby town mentioned whispers about the hollow skinner. A thing that haunts the deep cuts of the Monongahela, not a man, not an animal. Something that skins its prey alive, wears the hides like trophies, and waits for the next hiker to wander too far into its hollow. They say it doesn't always kill right away. Sometimes it lets you go marked, so it can find you again. I sold my gear, haven't set foot in the Monongahela since, but on quiet nights, I still hear that scraping, and I check my skin for new marks, just in case it's still counting down. That was the hollow skinner from the Monongahela National Forest. In those ancient woods, some hunters don't leave tracks. They leave echoes. If this one made you hesitate before your next hike, hit that like button, share your own forest encounter or backcountry nightmare in the comments, and leave a review. It helps these hollow tales find their way out. Got a true story from the Monongahela, the ridges are the places where the trees watch back. Submit it on our website or DM us. It might become the next thing that scratches in the dark. This is Sundust Short Horror Stories. Stay on the marked trails, friends. Never answer when the woods call your name.